Who can be a mediator? The fact remains that anyone who is neutral can be a mediator. But naturally, they would tell you a mediator has to be someone who come from the legal background, or someone who is involved in the human resource administration, who has a background in human resource, someone who has worked with organizations, NGOs. Yes, it's good. Or someone who come from the background of maybe sociology, political, international relations, that field of work and all that. But the fact remains that anyone can be a mediator as far as he or she is neutral. So a mediator can be any neutral third party who help two or more people, groups to resolve dispute through the help of facilitation and communication. The most important thing for a mediator includes neutrality and impartiality. The mediator must not have a stake in any outcome of the dispute, and he or she must treat all the parties fairly. So why say anybody can be a mediator? Because right now you can be a doctor and you're a mediator because dispute arises between clients, patients, doctors in the hospital. You can be a construction engineer and you are a mediator. Dispute arises in workplaces and the construction industry. Dispute arises there. You can be a banker and you are a mediator. Dispute arises in the financial world. Dispute arises in commercial dealings. So you can be in any profession and you are a mediator. The most important things are those qualifications, trainings that qualifies you to be a mediator. Mediation is a career that is so flexible that you can switch to. So the most important things are those qualifications. Training. Many mediators have specific trainings in conflict resolution, negotiation, communication techniques, and there are also certifications or accreditation in some areas, depending on what aspect you want. Family disputes, workplace, commercial disputes. So there are bodies that certifies a mediator that helps to regulate the conduct of mediators. So anyone can be a mediator. The most important thing is to get the trainings, because most organizations right now, they're equipping their HRs and other key managers, the key people in the industry, to have conflict resolution skills. They train them on conflict resolution skills. So it's very important. Most people have started incorporating conflict resolution skills to promote safe environment for workplace. And a mediator can specialize. You can create a niche for yourself. You can decide to do commercial dispute and just stay to put into commercial dispute, learn about it, get trainings on it. You can decide to do family dispute, construction dispute, workplace disputes, etc. The most important thing is you have strong interpersonal communication skills to facilitate dialogue, manage emotions, and help parties to reach a common ground. For example, in an informal dispute like neighbor disagreement, neighborhood disagreement, or family, anyone can be trusted by both parties to act as a mediator at that instant. But in formal settings like organizations, maybe called, mediators are often are professionals with trainings and experiences. A good mediator isn't just someone who resolves disputes, they are peacemakers. Mediators facilitate understanding. They are architects of harmony. They promote peace. There might not be any universal certification, but some states, some people require mediators to have certain trainings to be able to, organizations to be able to handle some kind of dispute. So mediators undergo trainings. They cover mediation theories, practices, and techniques, experiences. So you can also get experiences through internship, volunteering for mediation organizations or NGOs that are into peace building in the workplace. So there are many also approved training courses that is required of a mediator to undergo. And many mediators are also members of professional bodies that set standards for their members. Beyond trainings, also mediators need excellent communication skills, listening skills, negotiation skills, and they must be neutral, impartial, and they have to be able to be trustworthy so parties can open up. So you see, anyone can be a mediator, just like the way anyone can be trained with conflict resolution skills. Because the fact remains that in every industry, every field of workplace, conflict arises. Conflict arises. So the most important thing is to have the principles of mediation as your watchword. Those principles guide the mediator. Those principles set standards. Those professional bodies also, mediators belong, establishes code of conduct for mediators to follow. So even when some people don't want to be mediators, they kind of undergo conflict resolution skills, learn about conflict management skills to help foster peace and promote tolerance in their organizations. So if you even undergo more of mediation trainings, you can be a mediator in your field of work where you work. You can act as a mediator there because you've undergone the training. People can trust you because you're impartial. So anyone can be a mediator. It's a very flexible, it might not be totally easy, but it's a very flexible profession. You can choose not to practice as a lawyer or as a doctor anymore, as I want to go into the world of dispute resolution. All you need is training, certifications, get the theories, learn about them, the techniques. Then the experience comes when you practice. When you practice, help parties. You can start with volunteering, you can start with internship to gain the experience. Practices, trainings are more of theory, teaching you how it's all about, teaching you the techniques. But the experience is when you practice and you involve and you're practicing it, you between two parties, handling communications, facilitating the negotiation process. So anyone can be a mediator. It's not only lawyers people that come from the legal background. Like I studied peace and conflict resolutions. I had wanted to do law, but when I did a lot of counseling and career counseling, and I discovered that I was taught, why not do mediation first? Do peace conflict first. And when I did it and I went for mediation trainings and I went for internship for mediation experience and the volunteers, I went for volunteers, I found out that I fell in love with dispute resolution, mediation itself. Law is beautiful, but I found that I cannot belong to the mediation aspect. It's very wonderful and I love it and I love to promote it. So I found out that I love mediation. So mediation is very, very, very wonderful process that anyone can choose to go into, especially if you have passion for dispute resolution, promotion of peace and conflict management. So we're not just solely dispute resolvers. Mediators are architects of harmony. They are peacemakers. Can imagine not siding anyone in conflict. You tend to develop the heart of a mediator when you just don't side any party, any country in dispute. You just want to hear them out. You want them to resolve. You want to move them from their position to getting them to have a common interest. You want to know why are they fighting? Why are they in dispute? You don't judge anyone because you are not a lawyer, you're not a judge at that moment. Even if you're a lawyer, when you start mediating, you drop your legal profession aside at that moment. You become a mediator. You don't give legal advices in mediation, no. You are there to facilitate the process, dialogue between parties. So you can be in your profession and you go undergo mediation trainings and become impartial, learn about how to be neutral and resolve disputes. So anyone can be a mediator in any field of work at all. The most important thing is to get the training, the certifications. So mediator can be anyone as far as you're neutral. And the principle of mediation guides you as your watchword. So you can also learn dispute resolution skills, even if you don't want to be a mediator. But have in mind that anyone can be a mediator in any field you come from at all, because in every field of work, conflict arises. So it's not only lawyers that are mediators because you come from the legal background. No. So you can get trainings. Even lawyers, after you go through your law school and everything, to be a mediator, you still have to go through the mediation certifications and trainings. So mediation is a wonderful field, which I'm very passionate about.